Hey, Street Fighters, guys, gals, non-binary pals. I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. That's right, it's Street Fight. We're here on twitch.tv/Street Fight Radio, recording live for all of you to jump in and chat and tell us what's going on in your world. And other than that, it's a podcast, as you know. Maybe it's the first time you tuned in. Thanks for being here. We've been doing it for 10 years out of Columbus, Ohio, the heart of it all, on WCRS FM LP Community Radio in Columbus, 92.7, 98.3. If you're inside 270, add it to your dial. That's where you can find us. Yeah, every Sunday night, we take your calls. But on Wednesdays, it's back to basics. We're in the remote studio tonight. Brian and I doing this thing Texas style, like the old days, over the internet, because I have custody of my kid every other week. So thanks for being here. We are the #1 anarcho comedy radio show on any station across the nation. My name is Brett Payne. My co-host is Brian Quinby. You know him as Murder X Brian on Twitter. And you can get more of what we do by heading to patreon.com/streetfightradio. As always, you know, there's a way to give us money to support what we do, so we don't try to convince you to buy mattresses or tell you that we have really strong opinions about cereal or any other bullshit. We really just want the money to keep our lives going. So I'd rather not add another transaction to that for light beer or CBD pills.
You don't want to. You would love to do a light beer commercial. They would send you the beer.
Yeah, beer sponsorship would be perfect. It would save me a lot of money.
Beer or
bucks.
weed, like weed.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
thing. So we will definitely. If somebody would name a weed after us, that would be. I'd love it.
Yeah, if somebody could just give me a free blunt 2 times a week, I would just say the name of your company and tell everybody how good it is.
Even if it sucks.
Yeah, I would lie. I would lie for that, for sure.
I mean, it is funny that, like, it's so, advertising is fucking weird because, like, I have never heard an advertisement on a podcast where I believe that the people that did the advertisement like the product.
Yeah.
I always, don't you feel like when you hear an advertisement on a podcast that they're like smiling and like winking at each other because they're being ironic about it? That's how I feel.
Yeah, there's somebody I know that does a bunch of voices and stuff, and they get so into the voices that it becomes unintelligible. And I'm like, all right, you're just too sneaky to like not to do this with a bad attitude. So you're using voices instead.
Yeah, it does to me feel like that. It's like nobody, like I remember with Mark Maron, it was like always that half-hearted. Do you hate going to the post office? It's like, dude, you don't care about stamps, okay? Nobody cares. And going to the post office is not that fucking bad, by the way. I think we've said that in the past, though. Like, it's not terrible, but then again, I have to go to the post office to get my passport, and I refuse to do it because it sounds shitty to do.
Oh, it's not so bad. I ended up doing it. It was pretty easy to do.
It's like with the passport thing, going into the post office to get the passport is really just that I don't want to do it. It's the same like when you see, like when you're looking. Okay, so I'm trying to get a gym membership. Oh my God, I said both of those words wrong. I said gym membership.
I heard Jimba with a B at the end. Yeah. Jimba membership.
So I'm trying to get a gym membership, and every gym website I've been on is #1, either like you have to set up a tour and then like do all. So I know the only one I've looked at that has the price is the one close to my house. So I think I'm going to go there, you know. And by the way, if you're wondering, they have 3 levels of membership. There is like one that's $9.99 a month. There's a second one that's like, I don't know, $15 a month.
You didn't even bother to look.
That Then there's a third one that's a premium one that's $25 a month, and it's like no part of this gym will be closed off to you, sir. And I didn't even consider any other level of membership at this gym.
You went to the website, you went to the chat box to talk to somebody and wrote the best in all caps. How do I get the best?
I did.
Or the most.
I just click all the way over again. We said this on the show the other week. I just click all the way over to the most expensive. I want that shit to be premium, dude.
Right. Because you're going to be going in there with your $4.99 membership with like a printed out piece of paper card, and you're going to see someone that has like a challenge coin that has like an RFID inside of it, and you're going to feel some type of way about it.
You know, and you know this, especially that like I hate swimming so much. And one of the things on the high level membership is that you can go into the pool.
Nice.
And I'm like, what if I want to fucking go in the pool?
Yeah, just do a little backstroke.
It's never gonna happen. There is no chance I will ever want to go into the pool.
You do seem like you could do the backstroke with like the fountain squirting out of your mouth. It seems like you would be pretty good at that. You seem buoyant like that for some reason.
Well, I
feel like you would jump in and surprise us.
It's also doesn't have anything to do with like I can swim. I'm a good swimmer. I grew up, we had an above ground pool when I was growing up, okay. You know, like every like just above like working class person gets an above ground pool when they're a kid.
Yeah, I don't know how much swimming you can actually do in those. I mean, your hands touch the ground if you try to do a full stroke.
Yeah, it was 4 foot, but it was also it was also like it was the biggest. My parents must have done the Brian technique and bought the biggest above ground pool you could get your hands on. So it was a big one, and I would swim back and forth, you know, like proving that I could do it underwater. Like that was a big thing. It would be like, if you can, I can swim all the way across the pool. And then it would be like, I can swim across the pool twice, you know? Right. And like we would play Marco Polo in there. Classic. Me and all my like redneck friends, and just it was like beating up a guy with his eyes shut, basically.
Just taking advantage of somebody that closed their eyes.
Basically, yeah. If you were you were going to get smashed on the head with different things. Like we had those foam floaties that you can float on. They're like kind of a thick foam, and we would roll it. They would roll it up into a fucking tight thing, and then they would just throw it at the side of your fucking head while you're in the pool. But anyway, so I hate swimming, but that's part of the membership. And I was like, what if I want to swim? Yeah. And then there was another thing that was a part of a membership that is like something I would never do. And I was just like, but what? Like all I can think when I see that there is a level of service above the bottom level of service, like all I can see is that one. That's the only one that's worth having at any time when you go to a place, you know? Like I'm never going to go to Disney World again in my life. I went when I was like 11. I'm never going to go there again. But if I did go there, I would want the top level of service there.
You're spending 10 racks.
Yeah.
You're not going unless you can stay next to Mickey Mouse and like have brunch with him.
Yeah, and you do get stuck if you go cheap. Every time you regret it. Every fucking time I've ever been like, I'll go cheap, I regret it. I'll give you an example. I had to get an ID, a driver's license last week on my birthday. There was my license expired. So I had to go get the new card, which by the way, before I get into that part of the story, I'm going to tell you, you know how they do the eye test? How you got to put your head in like that thing, and then you have to read the letters.
Yes.
On the eye test at the BMV, I fucking got it wrong like 4 times in a row. And they were just like, here, just read the line, one line up. I think my vision is going away and I couldn't read any of the stuff. So they just kept making it easier until I passed.
Yeah.
I'm going like this. I'm like putting my hand. I don't fucking know. But I ended up passing. So anyway, like I go to get the ID and they go like this. And this is how I know I've grown up as a human being. They go, do you want a 4-year ID or an 8-year ID? And 2 years ago, dude, I would have done 4. I would have just said 4.
You would ask for a payment plan on the 4.
4 is so like I wouldn't think like maybe I'll even be dead.
Yeah, you can't plan for that. You can't plan 4 years out.
Yeah, exactly. So I might as well just get the 4. When they told me the prices, they were like 4-year ID is $27, 8-year ID is $52. And it seemed stupid.
Yeah, that's not much of a savings there.
It seemed stupid to go 2 or 4, but I went 8. I got the 8-year one, dude. And I just felt like a fucking genius getting an 8. I just felt like such a genius doing that. So yeah, so I got that and like I felt really good. But the gym thing I was bringing up though is that like so many of those sites you go to find out the price of the gym, one, they fucking make you put in your email address, your phone number.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
going to strong arm you. They're going to come in there. You're the perfect person. They're going to make you feel bad. And they're like, so you can't leave until you sign up for a plan. And then you're like, all right, I guess I will. And then they're like, you have to sign up for the best one. And you're like, yeah, you're right.
That's exactly it though. That's why I won't do it, man.
Once they get you in, once they get a hold of you, they're getting your money. And there's going to be $175 cancellation fee. Or they're going to make you like talk to a really cool guy that's like, you really want to quit, man? You think you really want to, you're done like working out? And you're like, fuck, no, I can't quit now.
Yeah, it is.
They are the worst companies ever. I mean, they are like the #1 companies to never give your information to. Like, get a second bank account just for your gym membership. So you're in charge. So you're in charge of when that stops. They also, Erica got fucking destroyed on it, and it took everything inside of me because like it was a health and fitness thing, and it was like I felt good and I signed up for this thing, and then it was just like 8 weeks of weekly withdrawals as like a way to end this contract, and it was fucking brutal.
Yeah, that is the fucking thing, man. It is like either that or they want you to be there, and then when I'm standing face to face with somebody who very obviously is living on commission, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just super. This person's not like trying to rip me off. This gym person isn't trying to rip me off, but they need my money.
Yeah.
To live. And like I'll feel sad about it. You know, I'll feel like shit being like, well, I don't know, man. I guess I'm just gonna leave and not pay you. Like I would never get out the door. And the other fucking dirty trick that they do is you go to these fucking websites and you're like, I'm gonna pick my gym plan. And then they're like, well, here, call this phone number to find out the plans. I don't ever want to call a phone number. This is the internet. Like, have faith in your fucking product. You know, that's the way I feel about it. It's like, come on, man, just tell me what it fucking costs. And I'll fucking pay it, rather than I don't want to get in a car salesman situation. That's what happens with me when I go buy a car. I buy the first car I test drive for the first price they tell me. So, Kyle R in the chat does say we should get rid of commission altogether. And it's like, I think, yeah, that could be a good thing. But I also think that there are like salespeople that make like so much more than they could with an hourly rate, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
if you're a piece of shit throat cutter, you can make a lot in sales.
There are people that are born to do sales, right? Like it's impossible to get them to stop selling.
No, they were there. They're going to do it no matter what.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I can't avoid it. Anything I see them like, that's worth $4. They're like, I'll take $2 for it. I'm like, all right, sold. I'm about to double this motherfucker.
So I want to put the chat and the listener that's in here. I want to put their heart at ease. We are definitely going to play the Kid Rock song today.
Oh,
I went and bought stuff to have a setup specifically to play the Kid Rock song today. So me and Brett, of course, will be there to get Kid Rock right away.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live.
Have you heard the new one?
I have not at all.
Me neither. I didn't listen on
Awesome.
purpose so me and you could sit down and hear it for the first time on the air. All I know about it is that the chorus is "Let's Go Brandon."
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I happened to see that headline as well. I was pretty stoked. I believe he goes a little more hardcore this time too. So
okay. Did we ever do like the Let's Go Brandon? I think Let's Go Brandon happened during our break, maybe just slightly before it. Then it's like the dumbest shit in the world, the Let's Go Brandon thing.
I thought it was funny when it happened.
Well, yes.
Like when I was watching it, because I watch racing, like all the racing blogs reported that the crowd was screaming fuck Joe Biden, and then that lady was like, they're saying let's go Brandon, and I still think that's fucking funny.
It's lucky that the guy's name was fucking Brandon too, dude. You know, that she was
NASCAR.
talking to.
What else? It's what's gonna be let's go Clive or Terry.
Well, I'm just saying, if it hadn't been Brandon, if it was Terry, they wouldn't have been able to say, let's go Terry.
You're right. You got it. You're right.
Extreme genius in that. Like, but that reporter should have just said, they're getting a little saucy out there, I think is what I would have done.
I mean, it's just a human nature thing. People just beat it to death and they just get so excited about it. And they're like, oh my God, I have this special thing. Oh my God, it's so special. It's for me and my friends. We're so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have a slogan now.
Me and Drew did do a Let's Go Brandon Christmas song before the break. So there was one. I did do one Let's Go Brandon thing. There are new Let's Go Brandon raps coming out every day.
Yeah.
By some of the least talented. Yeah.
I think as long as he's in office, it's going to be around. And also the I did that stickers are everywhere.
Oh, I did that.
The gas station stickers.
Yeah, it's the gas prices are high, so they were like they put a picture. I haven't seen it. I think I've seen it like once.
Oh my God, I feel like all of the gas stations I go to have it now.
Is it like a suburbs gas station or because I only go to gas stations downtown because I don't really leave ever, and I don't think there's I did that people.
I do try. I have driven to a few other. I have driven to a few places.
Yeah,
the past couple months
for sure. Oh my God, Kissinger 124 in the chat said House on My Block has a Let's Go Brandon Comic Sans bumper sticker on all 4 cars.
Jesus, Comic Sans too. That's pretty cool. That's good trolling. It
looks cheap. I'll bet it looks cheap as shit too. They love Comic Sans over there though. So. Before we get to Kid Rock, I thought, let's see what Mike Rowe's up to.
Oh God, he's got a few things. His Facebook was pretty popping.
Oh, he got lit?
He shared some anti-mask stuff.
Oh, I do have him doing some anti-mask talk, actually.
Yeah, I think he shared a meme that was something like 1% of people shit their pants and that everybody should wear a diaper because of that. He did one of those.
Oh God. That doesn't even sound like him. What is he doing?
I know, he's getting a little reckless. He's kind of fed up, it seems like. He's putting his foot down. He's like, I'm a damn conservative dad, okay? I'm not everybody's dad anymore, I'm not just dirty jobs guy. I'm into conservative dirty jobs.
Well, he talked to another guy that we like, right? Oh, I mean, like is a strong word. Probably hate, actually. He talked to Stossel.
Oh, really?
Roe and Stossel together.
That's a perfect combo. That's a traveling fucking show right there. Yeah. Yeah. He's all stodgy in his little like suit and tie, and then Mike Rowe is there in his jeans and his Henley, and they just can't get along.
Yeah.
They just can't seem to agree.
Yeah. So let's start this here. Oh, of course, I hit the button and it doesn't work.
Recently, I produced 2 short videos with Mike Rowe, former host of the TV show Dirty Jobs. But Rowe had more thoughtful things to say about pandemic restrictions, the nature of work, and the push to forgive student loans.
I guess we could just jump in here and say against for the student loan. Actually, we're going to hear him talk about it because it's insane what he thinks. Here it comes.
More debt for you and me. Here's our full interview, starting with that demand for student loan forgiveness.
A funny word, forgiveness. Back to the Bible. Sure, I'll forgive them, but why do I have to pay them back? I mean, we all make mistakes.
They're in trouble, he says.
They're having to make choices between paying their student loan and paying the rent.
I know guys who worked hard to get a construction operation up and running. And those guys right now are struggling like everybody else. And some of those guys have $40,000 and $50,000 automobiles that they had to finance in order to make their business work. They had to take out a loan on a big old diesel truck.
Okay.
Mike Rowe's not going to like what I have to say about that. Give it to him. Give it to him. Let him write off the damn truck.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mow my fucking lawn. I'm not going to lay this gravel. Get out there, truck boy. You got a free truck from the government. Go do the fucking work. Go fix my goddamn fence.
Dude, I am totally with you. And that, like, just give
you can write you student loan forgiveness, or you can write off something of equal value that helped your career. If you're in a band and you need you need Les Paul Gibson guitars, if you have to, spend a lot of money on rentals to be a stand-up comedian, if you didn't go to college, you should still get $40,000. I think I agree as well.
I know. I don't see what the fucking big problem is with, like, okay, the guy bought I'm not even trying to means test it. If you go out and buy the most expensive fucking truck, you should still get all that money back. I don't care. You should go buy the most expensive fucking truck.
But the problem is that, like, even as awful as auto loans are, there is still an end to them. I mean, with student loans, you see people that have paid $80,000 on $80,000 worth of debt and they still owe $110,000. Like, it's totally a ruinous system.
Yeah. And he gets so nasty here.
Now, why shouldn't we take care of the loan on that truck if we're going to take care of a loan for a degree? Both are tools that we tell the individual they should go ahead and invest in order to make a go of their chosen vocation. But why would we?
The only reason they got that truck is because they didn't do pills, and that's not fair, because they would have rather been doing pills like everybody in college got to do pills.
Yeah, and somebody in the chat did bring that up. Construction work in America has been absolutely popping off. That's the other thing. Like, construction business is probably not hurting as bad as like motherfuckers who are like adjunct professors and shit like that. It's or
people that are going to chemistry school and ending up with like a job at Wendy's, like developing the new lime chicken flavor.
Yeah. There's more.
Forgive the cost of a degree and not the cost of a lease payment if the tool in question is equally vital to the job at hand.
Yeah, no shit.
It just makes no sense. The
Dog,
reason, of course, is because we've got our big, thick thumb on the scale. And for some reason, we think a tool that looks like a diploma is more laudable, more aspirational.
What a goalpost moving piece of shit, man.
Yeah. And he's a fucking liar too.
Nah,
He's a fucking
yeah.
liar.
Yeah, he's talked so much shit about that tool and how awful it is, and now it's an equal thing, you know. For the sake of his argument, now it is a valuable and valid tool to make money, you know.
Yes, you're totally right. Yeah. And like also like he's lying. I think the big lie of his is that people look down on construction workers, because I don't think they do. I don't think that any normal person is like, what a piece of shit. This guy pours concrete all day. What a loser. You know? Or the people he's talking about are usually like, it feels like the left is who he's talking about, which I don't see that happening.
Well, also, I mean, I think that for the right, for his team, they do look down on poor people, and a lot of construction workers are fucking poor people. A lot of construction workers are a guy that makes $19 an hour and is the only income earner for a whole fucking household full of people.
I mean, laborers. See,
yeah.
Go look at how much a general laborer makes on a construction site.
Yeah, it's not the most prestigious career there, and I don't think that his people look very kindly on it either.
I made $9.50 a fucking hour as a roofer because I was just a laborer. I didn't know how to do like flashing or any of that stuff, that like any of the specialized stuff up there. Couldn't work the crane or anything like that. So yeah, I made $9.50 an hour. I mean, it wasn't like I was working super hard. I was mostly the safety monitor because I fucked everything up I touched. Here's a little more. This is where Mike Rowe says what you wouldn't have thought he would say. I'm going to say that this was a surprise to me because it seemed so far out of his thing. I guess
he's testing boundaries right now. I'm telling you.
Well, wait till you hear this.
We have the bites on TV. They're articulate. A single mother who owes $200,000 in student loans.
I am here to fight, no matter how long it takes, for full debt cancellation and an education system that treats us with dignity and as equals. I am not asking for forgiveness. I am seeking justice. The only justice is full debt cancellation.
When people say it that way, it's persuasive.
So, okay. John Stossel said that was a persuasive argument.
T-balled him. No, he didn't believe it though. He said it real hollow.
But he said it. He did say it. Okay.
But
I don't think he believes that either.
No, it was such a setup.
Yeah, but he said it. So here we go.
It struck me as kind of self-involved, kind of myopic. Like, if that's persuasive, why stop with forgiving my debts? Why not start sending me money beyond that?
Love it.
That's where we're at, bro.
Yeah,
you're figuring it out right now. You're realizing how much easier it would be for everybody. You're alleviating all the problems in the world for every single person that does those dirty jobs. You're figuring it out right now. It's all coming together.
Yeah.
I just don't know how the argument goes. Look, I get it. There's the snowflake culture.
There he goes. There he goes. You just don't think he's gonna come straight up
special. I'm special. I'm unique. There's nobody like me. I'm a snowflake. That's my culture.
You do not think that he's going to go into like, because he usually really tries to not do right-wing talking points by doing right-wing talking points.
Yeah, he's been, I mean, I think the dam has broke on him over what I've seen. I mean, over the last year on his Facebook page, his stuff just comes out as straight throwing punches anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
He's no longer doing that moseying along like, I'm just a simple guy asking questions here.
Yeah, there's more.
Right. And we read about it all of the time. And the millennials and the snowflakes, they're a fun and easy target with their safe spaces and all of these other things that have led to a whole series of expectations that ultimately result in a woman like that saying a thing like that.
Where has any of this happened? We've talked about safe spaces for like 36 months. There's been no ground one. Most
No.
people thinks it's cringe. I think everybody thinks it's cringe to talk about snowflake shit and stuff. And like, there's been no age of Aquarius. There's been no great reckoning. You people never had to deal with anything.
No.
Just a bubbling up, just a questioning of what's going on right now. To them feels like full-blown torture.
Don't you also think that me and you would have been in a safe space at some point over the past 10 years doing what we do? Like, we are fucking talking to the people that supposedly do the safe spaces.
Yeah, I don't know where to find one. You know, I get it. It really is like a college thing is all I know about that.
Yeah.
And they've
But I went to
they've
college.
Right. That's true. During the during the SJW period of college.
Yeah, I was there. I never ended up in a safe space. I've told you before, dude, when I was going to Ohio State, I was in the sociology program. And I fully expected things to get nasty. Like I didn't expect the level of debate that happened while I was at school there. They like let people talk about, they let people give their fucking opinions no matter what. They really, there was what I would call it a debate. You were allowed to say right-wing feelings. You were allowed to say right-wing stuff. You might get challenged on it, but there was never a time where I remember in Sociology 101, there was I'm trying to think of, there was a guy that was, I don't know, for some reason we were talking about like power dynamics or something. And this fucking guy is like, says something about, this guy says something about when you go on a date with a woman, like that whole thing, like, oh, they expect you to pay for everything, but they don't give you what they promise or something. And it's just like, he got ripped apart, but he didn't get in trouble. He didn't get kicked out of fucking class. You know, he was basically doing a hacky stand-up routine, but he didn't get in trouble for it. You know, you're allowed to say things. The conservatives just hate it because they sound stupid when they say stuff, and that's it. That is all it is.
I mean, they pretty much believed what the dumbass authority figure said, and they didn't ask any questions. And they're mad that people ask questions. They're mad that people are like, have things to say. Like, they're just annoyed that you can say, how did Native Americans feel about this country being settled? And they're like, oh, God damn it. Everybody's a fucking snowflake anymore, you know?
Yeah. Here we go.
That kind of expectation, that kind of entitlement is an extraordinary shift from where we were 40 or 50 years ago. But where the snowflakes come from, you know, we're the clouds from which the snowflakes fell. And
okay, some accountability.
Part of this blows back on us, Boomer, right?
Why? What did we do?
We watched it. We watched it happen. We let shop class be slowly arbitraged out of high schools.
I took shop. I got to do a drill press with a guy that told me every single student that got injured in his class. Like, that was the first week of class, was just saying. And then one kid was wearing a glove and it got wrapped up in a drill bit, and then his pinky finger was gone. Someone's hair got caught in it. I did all that.
Is vocational school just an Ohio thing?
No, fuck no.
Okay. Because because he says stuff like this, and it's like, I mean,
but shop class in the school was different though. Home ec also, they got rid of home ec. Like, I was one of the last people to get home ec. I remember them changing the requirements and them getting rid of home ec. And I was like, this was one of the best classes I ever fucking took.
You get to cook and eat.
Yeah, and we like balanced checkbooks and shit. Like, we did a lot of stuff in there that is the only valuable things I ever needed.
It does feel to me like shop class. There is a shop class at my daughter's high school. There is a shop.
Right.
Like, he's full of shit. He's so fucking full of shit and stupid, man.
And
he's lying.
What happened? Would you think that, like, once young boys are around like hammers and drills, they're just like, they start getting like thick back hair and shit, and they start like, I want diesel. I want a diesel truck. Do you think that you're just gonna lay down some tools in front of of boys, and then all of a sudden their gonads get huge or something? What is the difference here?
I want to say this about home ec, by the way, everybody. I want to tell you what it was like when I was in school in the early 90s. In 7th grade, my dad had to fill out a permission slip so that I could take home ec instead of shop, because boys went to home ec and boys went to shop and girls went to home ec.
What? Wow, you went to an old school. You're old school. You're officially old school. You are Gen X.
I asked my dad, I was like, Dad, will you fill out this so I can do home ec instead of shop?
But your dad has to sign off if you're cross-dressing, Brian.
He did. He had to fill out a form, and like I had to beg him to do it, you know, because he was like, no, you can do shop, it don't matter. And I was like, but I wanted to cook. Like I just wanted to eat pizza in class. You don't get to do it like once, but
no, they made fortune cookies one time and I wanted to be there for that.
Yeah, it was great. I couldn't believe not that I couldn't believe it. I mean, that was just the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, boys home ec or boys shop, girls home ec, unless you fill out a permission slip. The girl could go to shop if she filled out a permission slip. But it was me and two other guys.
Only if she wore overalls and like a beanie with a wrench over her shoulders.
There were only 2 guys in my class. It was the rest were girls, and it was me and 2 other guys.
The Casanovas. That's who took home ec back then. It was only Casanovas. That's why I was in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's hear what else he has. Some more lies.
We let the myths and misperceptions and stigmas and stereotypes that make people sneer at careers in heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. We let that happen. I'm old enough.
I don't think we do. I think that, you know what? He might be correct. Actually, he might be right. I think the educational system, especially the school I went to, was just like everybody has to go to fucking college.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it was just the students, or maybe it is American culture that does say, like, if you go to vocational school to learn to be an electrician, you're basically accepting that you're a loser that can't do anything better than being an electrician.
So that was my dad. My dad wouldn't let me go to vocational school. The same reason he wouldn't let me do the OWE class where you got to go to school for half a day and work for half a day. He was just like, you're too good for that. And I'm like, no, I'm fucking really not. Like,
but I don't think Mike Rowe has solved the problem, because all he's done is say, look at these pieces of shit that didn't listen to you and didn't go to your college, and they don't work for nothing, and they're dirty and they work fucking hard, and your asses are still complaining. Instead of saying that they deserve like as much, instead of saying that their truck should be written off, instead of saying all electricians' tools should be supplied, all they can come up with is like college students are fucking whiny and stupid.
I also just don't know if currently in 2022, I just don't know that there are people that think blue collar jobs are less than, you know. I think there are people like my dad who you know, he's a boomer, but like people like my dad who think like, well, I am not gonna have a son that is a blue collar worker, and then, you know, kind of me backing into that life. You know what I mean? Like, because I remember when I got the job as a roofer, which was my first like real blue collar job. I mean, I worked at a grocery store. I worked at a golf course as a dishwasher and a few other things. But my first like real blue collar job that I had was roofer. And I wasn't living with my parents at the time. I was living with Katie in a trailer. And I went home to pick up some stuff out of my house, out of my parents' house to get. And my dad, like, I tried to do it in the middle of the night so I wouldn't have to talk to my parents. But my dad happened to catch me on the way out, and he starts talking to me. We hadn't talked in like a year. And I'm like, yeah, I got a job at a roofing place. And he was like, why? Why would you do that? I'm like, well, because I need money and I don't have a college degree and I'm not in college. And if I was in college, I would drop out. So like, I have to do something. What should I do? You know, but I feel like my generation, which is, I guess, the elderly millennial or whatever they call it. I don't think that like people like me ever look down at HVAC people and
I
shit
disagree.
like that.
I disagree.
Really?
Yeah, I don't
Really?
feel comfortable around people that are my age. My people my age are just as they've inherited all of that judgy ass 90s bullshit. You know, if you don't have
Yeah.
a college degree, like they don't fuck with you.
True. Yeah, I guess that's I guess that's true.
They're one of those people, they bought into that, like, look at the 5 people that are closest around you. If they're not challenging you, then you need to change your life, honey. They're into that shit.
Let's see what else he has to say here.
Enough to remember in 1978, the push for college was extraordinary.
Yeah.
We needed back in the 60s and 70s, we needed more people going into higher education. We needed more advanced degrees. College needed a push, and it got one. Unfortunately, the push for college came at the expense of every other form of education.
So you agree that they pushed college in that way, right? And back then it cost $8,000.
Right, it was
for the whole thing.
You sold fucking milkshakes. You worked as a soda jerk for 9 hours a week, and you bought all your tuition and books, and then you had 35 cents to go see a movie with your baby every Saturday.
Yeah.
You also got a Camaro or a Charger or a fucking Mustang. They all had one somehow too.
But I mean, he agrees that, you know, for generations now, people have been tricked into going to college, right? And college is 6 figures now. If you graduate, it's going to probably cost you 6 figures, maybe high 5s. And all these people got tricked into doing it, but they don't deserve relief.
Yeah.
Even though they were tricked.
You're right. Yeah. I mean, it's like we came into this predicament. Everybody should have known what was going on. If you didn't, then that's your fault. And now you're in big trouble. Like he's totally rejecting any sort of communal responsibility, even though he's identifying it at this moment. That, yeah, it seems like a lot of people that college was overprescribed same way like marriage is overprescribed. And a lot of different things in this world are overprescribed. And the way around it is not making people fucking suffer for it. It's just altogether giving it a shrug. And because like we're in charge of this ledger, like we can get rid of this. They will make it work. Like they can make it work. If we fucked up enough bank buildings and Starbucks and destroyed the streets again, they would get rid of it for us. And they would still continue to make billions off of us. They would just do whatever it takes to pacify us.
I just also think that there are several ways to do this where even the people who paid off their loans, which I don't buy into that argument anyway, but even the people who paid off their loans could get something out of this deal. It's fucking not impossible to figure it out.
Yeah, if you paid off your loans, you get $100 Fuddrucker gift card.
If you pay off your loans, the grocery store won't get so much shoplifted from it, and you can get cheaper prices, I guess.
Yes. If you pay off your loans, and we're not going to punch you in the face, but we're going to let you be.
Dude, there were 2 vocational schools in the district I grew up in that were fully like filled with people. They went to vocational school. They learned how to be an electrician. They learned how to be a fucking auto mechanic. They learned how, like, I knew people that did it. And I'll also tell you this, I knew people that went to school for the kind of things that Mike Rowe talks about. Again, I'll just say mechanic. I knew 2 guys that went to a college for auto mechanics in Lima, Ohio. They went there. When they got back, do you know what job? Like one of them worked at Jegs as a salesperson for car parts. I mean, the way these guys talk is like you unlock the key to the world if you learn how to be an electrician. You make 6 figures, and like you just that it all happens for you.
Yeah,
if you all of a
sudden, everybody's doing underwater like marine wiring and shit. You know, making tons of money. Yeah, I mean, it's the whole world. Capitalism is wrong. I mean, he's just comes from a total horrible frame set because it is like, you know, maybe somebody thinks they really want to be a mechanic, or maybe someone thinks they really want to be like an engineer or a biologist. And it turns out they just want to work at a store that's like in that, like they go to school for geology and they just want to work at a crystal and rock store. And I don't feel like they should be hanging on for dear life. I don't think anybody should be hanging on for dear life. It's not helpful to anything or anybody in this world. And we should let people have a shot at education to see what they can fucking do with it. Because like, you don't know, there's hard work, there's talent, there's all of these different factors, but money is keeping like so many talented individuals out of this. We're locking information away behind loans and behind money. And when we should be giving this out to anybody that's willing to study to see where they can fucking go with it, because it's beneficial to all of us. Because for real, the electricians need the fucking geeks that went to school to put these buildings together in the first place and win these fucking contracts. It's like, we're all into this together. The picking sides on this is just one of his dumbass, and it's really good cloaking for him. Like, this is a perfect way for him to be like, I'm working class, I stick up for you guys. You fuckers don't want more than $20 an hour, do you? No, God, no, they don't want nothing. They don't care about nothing. They're slack-jawed yokels. They're, these low down people, they don't want new clothes. They don't give a goddamn about new shoes. They'd never comb their fucking hair. Like this, that's his that's his idea. It's just like, these unwashed fucking disgusting people, they don't give a shit about their own lives. Like, he's just he runs with it. And it's like, you aren't advocating for anybody. You haven't advocated for, you hate educated people, and you don't even advocate for working people. You treat them like some sort of special servant. No, the most special servant.
He doesn't advocate. He does advocate for a certain type of working person that probably makes really good fucking money. Like, he advocates for welders, and he advocates for people like that, maybe truck drivers, shit like that. He doesn't advocate for fucking warehouse workers. He doesn't advocate for people that work at the grocery store. He doesn't advocate for people who work at McDonald's or anything like that. Those are jobs to aspire to get out of. Yes. Or to not have to do. Like, in his opinion, those jobs are worthless. You shouldn't be doing that. You should be trying to get out of doing that. But the jobs he's chosen, which are people who are not struggling right now at all. I mean, if you make $70 a fucking hour, I ain't all that fucking worried about you. Like, I'm happy for you, but I'm not freaking out like where it's like, oh no, this person should make $100,000 a year, $200,000. They deserve it all, but so do the fucking people that work at the grocery store deserve it all.
Yeah, agreed.
Here
it's one of those, it's just more of that like lottery type stupid ass American lifestyle of saying some dumbass could go and learn how to nail things together and be a millionaire, because he started his own business. And it's like, but what about the rest of us that do the work, that are actually just show up and put in effort all day long, or like you said, make the food, make fucking hamburgers for 8 hours straight. What about those people? Why don't they deserve a fucking house?
A job that he never had to do. Right. Something that he didn't have to do. We've said this before. It's always good to point this out, though, is that Mike Rowe's actual beliefs are that he got a job when he was 15 at a movie theater, and now he's in show business. That he worked his way up through the ranks.
He thinks he hacked it. He thinks if I wanted to be on the screen, I need to be near the screen.
Here's him being
at that.
It sounds great, just becoming the welder. A couple $1,000s of training can bring you close to a $100,000 a year job.
Just
my dad's a welder. Yeah.
It sounds great just to be a welder. I should have just been a welder. Then I wouldn't have to just sit around my house and talk about libertarianism for a half hour a day.
My dad's a bricklayer, and the guy that trained him and him, they lay this type of brick. It's fire brick. It's made for it's made for kilns, and it's kind of like more similar to like that insulation that you see inside of the Pink Panther insulation. It's not the same, and it dries your lungs from like the inside out. And he got paid like $19 an hour back in the 80s to have his body dried out, basically jerkied from the inside out.
Yeah. A lot of I know a guy that was a roofer his whole career. Guy's a roofer. He one time was working on a shed and he slid, or no, he was working on like a single story house. It was something that wasn't as high as like a high, a 2-story house. And he fucking slid down the thing and landed right on his heel, and the whole thing shattered. And he ended up going back to work after he got through the physical therapy and stuff like that. They made him go back to work. He breathed in this glue on top of these roofs. He did all this shit. And the guy doesn't have anything. He doesn't have he can't retire. Like he doesn't have money to stop working.
Yeah. Well, that's the same with like, even with these fracking people. They talk about these fracking boom towns and it's so funny. There's just towns full of guys that are, making $100,000 a year. They got lots of fast money. But like they're drying themselves from the inside. Like the rates of lung cancer and the rates of disability are so high. Like my dad fell off a kiln at an early age, and he's getting disability. And the kiln that he built fired like millions of consumer products. Like he built kilns that were the size of like a house, where you would just fill them full of dog bowls or like Fiesta. He did Fiesta ware. If any of y'all's moms is into Fiesta ware, he laid the bricks to fire Fiesta ware. So think about how much Fiesta ware has made. And like he traded in his fucking mobility for that.
Yeah. He traded in like his life. He traded in his lungs. He traded in his body. Because you've told me he has a bad back too, because you have to bend down to do that stuff.
No, he was cleaning out a pot of steel, and he was like spraying it with a hose, and the guy said, "Tell me when to go." And my dad said no, and the guy thought he said go, and he turned the hose on, and it blew him backwards off of the top of this steel pot, and then he broke like some vertebrae in his back. And he's been trying to get disability his whole life, and it's like the doctors give him the runaround, and they're like, I've never seen some shit like this in my life. And insurance won't pay out until he's been run through, until he goes to a doctor's appointment once a month for 10 fucking years. They're never going to give him disability. It's all just like jerking him around, and all of this to make, once again, consumer products that we're all fucking using. Like the same with the Trailblazers talk about coal and all that, and how much all those people's lives that they've given up for that stuff to power our fucking bullshit ass lifestyles, and we don't do anything to pay them back. We send all the money upwards. This is a country. Mike Rowe is a guy that just looks up to millionaires. He doesn't look down at, he looks down at the dirty jobs people. He does. And he looks up to millionaires.
And we've talked about the dirty jobs people too. These are mostly business owners. The people on Dirty Jobs owned the fucking business.
Right. It's the square. It's the big fucking square that's like, oh, I don't party on the weekends. I'm investing in a new truck for my construction business.
Yeah. And I know that I got offered like partial disability, and like, but I had to go to a lawyer. And then when I talked to somebody, they said the lawyer takes half of it, and I probably would only get like $150 a month. So I was just like, seems kind of pointless, I guess. So I never went. But here's Kid Rock. Let's do some Kid Rock. It's Kid Rocky time. All right, everybody. You asked
Kid Rock been up to. Is Monster still? Monster Truck is what? Not apolog. He's just gone away.
Not here. Yeah, I mean, Monster Truck was. I said this before.
He waffled.
He's a chicken shit. He was a total fucking chicken shit.
I mean, once you're in it that deep, you're staying strong. There's don't go back.
Mm-hmm.
Wait 5 years. Come back in 5 years with a new look. But like after you put the damn song out, you need to stand in the shit.
I would have, if I was fucking Monster Truck, dude, I would have been like, fuck you.
Yep.
Fuck Joe Biden.
I said what I said.
Yeah. And then I'd be sitting on a huge pile of fucking money too.
Yeah.
That's the other thing about Monster Truck. But Monster Truck instead was like, well,
I like everybody.
Yeah. Kid Rock asked me to be in a song. You would be in a Kid Rock song. I'm like, I wouldn't now, because
he showed who he is. Why would you do this? Why wouldn't you listen to the song beforehand and say, no, I don't support any of this? This sounds like the a raving madman on Facebook. This sounds like a 50-year-old uncle on Facebook.
It sounds like a meme. It sounds like a Facebook meme account, like you just reading down it. All right. So the song's called We the People. And
Yes. That's what we need. People don't understand that the Constitution is why this country got started.
Honestly, man, we made a lot of hay in the early days of Street Fight, probably the first 7 or 8 years, making fun of like patriotic people, and they seem to like cower over the past like 2 or 3 years, where it was like you just don't hear them as much in the mainstream culture. But like this Kid Rock stuff is like a throwback to the pocket Constitution Tea Party people.
You're
I
right.
think. And
Yeah,
that's what I like.
Trump took over big time, and maybe people will pivot to just more patriotism than Trumpism. I don't think so at all, because Trump's still rocking the house.
Yeah.
But yeah, this does feel like the good old days of saying, like, you know what? I mean, Ben Franklin saw this all coming. He wrote about it.
That's what I like about. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I guess that's a flub. Whatever.
That's a flub. What do you got?
Nice. Okay.
We the people, and all we do, reserve the right to scream, fuck you.
Okay, I'm gonna just stop this right now. Is like this already sounds like my name's Kid Rock, and I'm here to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like I'm the Bull God. It sounds like just all the songs he's done before. Start it over. Play that back.
Well, my name's Kid Rock, and I'm here to say.
I like to get down in a funky way.
This is what it sounded like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start it over here. Just keep this in mind.
Also, he's doing a cappella. He's like, we're gonna start this thing just me and the drum, just me and the snare, just to really dial it in.
Yeah.
People, and all we do, reserve the right to scream, fuck you.
Is he doing?
Wear your mask, take your pills. Now a whole generation's mentally ill.
I mean,
What? Take your pills. He's, yeah.
Yeah, I think I would really like to.
You want
go
to
back.
give me a pill case Monday through Friday? I say no way.
Well, take the and also people back then were super mentally ill, you know. Let me fix something here because they said the audio's cutting.
Yeah, I can't. It's not as loud for me.
I'm fixing it right now. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, I do like that he mentioned we take a pill. There's no COVID pill yet. They just started talking about a COVID pill, which like I'm of course down to clown around with, but he said take a pill, and all I can think is that people around him are like, seriously, your blood pressure is fucking high. Like you refuse to listen to us, but you have to take this pill now for your fucking blood pressure. It's gonna be a problem if you don't.
Yeah. All right. I think I got this fixed here. Let's try it.
Start from the beginning. Start from the very beginning, because I do like to imagine him just being like, oh, this shit's gonna be stone cold, man. It's just gonna open up with a snare and me just like saying fuck you to everybody.
That better?
I can't hear it.
Ah, fuck. Hold on.
We the people, and all we do, reserve.
Okay.
To say fuck you.
It says there is a way to do this. All right, try this.
The right to scream, fuck
That's better. That's way better. Wait.
Take your pills. Now a whole generation's mentally ill.
Yeah, I'm illin to that song. So
You're
that
ill.
is
That
something.
made you illin?
Yeah, I'm mentally illin right now. Take your pills. Now a whole generation is mentally ill. So wear your mask. Take your pills. Now a whole generation is mentally ill. I think he's talking about Ritalin. I'm pretty sure.
Or maybe
So-
he has just a commentary on the over prescription of medication in America.
Yeah. Here we go.
It's not coming through clear enough.
It's not.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
what a
sorry.
fucking shit ass thing.
The other one was that Mike Rowe went hard. What happened to Kid Rock?
Yeah, it's because of it's there's something going on. Let me try it now.
Yeah, baby. Yes. Yes. Give me more. Give me more. Fill me
It's
up.
good. It's
Yes.
good.
Yep. Give me the
All
whole
right,
thing.
Here it is. Here it go. We're gonna start over again
From the
since we got
very
fucked up.
beginning.
From the very
Yo,
beginning.
yo, DJ, run that shit back. We're gonna kick it old school Detroit style like Kid motherfucking Rock.
Here it is.
We the people, and all we do, reserve the right to scream, fuck you! Wear your mask, take your pills, now a whole generation's mentally ill!
That sounds Beastie Boys. Weren't they illin all the time?
Yeah, they loved it.
Illin was good. Illin's been good.
Yeah, so he's talking about Adderall and Ritalin. I think is what he's bringing up
I
because
don't know.
they always say you put kids on Adderall and Ritalin when they really, which I think like, yeah, some kids probably don't need to be on pills that like they're just kind of naturally not built for sitting in a class, you know, but like
Yeah, you've also have overachieving parents that treat their kids like a source of self-esteem that also want them to be high achievers or be something else and force it on it as well.
Yeah.
But I also agree that, yeah, some kids are like, yeah, I mean, you had fucking ADD since forever.
Yeah, yeah.
But COVID's near, it's coming to town. We gotta act quick, shut our borders down. Joe Biden does, the media embraces. Big Doc does it and they call him racist.
All right. All right.
Big-
So, he said COVID's near.
Mhm.
Okay. We
It's
got to
here.
shut the borders down.
Yep.
Biden says it and the media is gracious or whatever. And then that Big Don does it and they call him racist. So I mean, that is actually a critique I do have of the media anyway, is that like they did like freak out about everything Trump did and Joe Biden just does all of the same stuff. So
True.
he's
The kids
right.
kids in cages. Yep. Also travel bans, everyone that Trump did. I mean, you know, and I also, a travel ban's not the craziest thing to me when you're talking about making this thing not spread. That's if we had like a global system, a flat earth system working together with everybody. But yeah, I agree. You're right, Kid Rock. I wouldn't have brought it up in this song. Now you got us down in the mud. Now all of a sudden everybody at the bar is having like this nuanced discussion. We're no longer listening to your new single.
I know. You fucked up, Kid Rock. Here. Oh, it's so humiliating. It's really uncomfortable that he did that.
What is the sample for We the People? I don't know. The Let's Go Brandon. Oh my God.
It's embarrassing to put in a song. Your Kid Rock
He-
has been saying fuck since the beginning of his career.
That's true. He never didn't. But he likes to make money.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, it's just like nobody's been as craven as him as far as musicians go, I guess.
well, I think he learned with that last song that it's like if I do a fucking corny conservative song,
Yes.
a bunch of people, I'll get 1 million listens on fucking YouTube and I'll get the listens because people are gonna make fun of me.
Yeah, I listened to the most Kid Rock than I ever had in 2021.
Same here. Here it comes.
This
He should have called Monster Truck. I gotta tell you, if Monster Truck had have been like, "Let's go, Brandon," everybody would be flipping out about this song.
Or if you could have had him in the back of a truck
Yeah.
just like hitting a riff and saying, "Let's go, Brandon."
They don't have a video yet either for this song. I'd like to see the video for
This is good. I mean, this is going to have to be at some of their protests.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is a hit for them.
Yeah.
I think he executed it here. I think he did it. I think he nailed it. It sounds good enough. It makes them feel like they're like being urban or something. Like it really makes some fucking corny ass people feel like they're being a little racy with their ears. Like, oh, I've never let something so salacious. I've never had a sample, you know, in any music I listen to. I've always thought that was a disgusting, dirty, like tawdry thing to do, but I'm listening to samples now.
He's like, I didn't like rap. I never liked rap.
I thought it was disgusting. I thought it was the lowest thing on earth until I heard Kid Rock.
I thought rap was crap, but now I think rap is neat. Okay, there's more.
No, what are you doing? People can see you, Kid Rock.
There's
People can
somebody
see
sitting
you.
There's some lady sitting at home like, but I like Facebook.
Yeah,
Why
that's
does he
true.
like Facebook?
That's true. People that are like, they got me in the first half. There's a lot of people that were sitting here that were like, had their arms in the air, and he said, "Fuck Facebook." You're like, what? But
that's where I do my vaccine research.
but there are so many people I know that they're like, fucking Facebook is probably going to delete this fucking post before it ever sees a fucking pair of eyeballs. I have so many relatives and people I know that post like that constantly. They're just like, you know, God damn it, I want to wake everybody up, and nobody's joining Parlor, nobody jumped on Telegram, so here I am on fucking Facebook again to let you know what's really going on. It's perfect. Fuck Facebook and fuck Twitter. And like, oh man, like these are some of the, I mean, these are thoughts that I may have at like my worst mental illness, which is something that he doesn't take pills for, obviously. But you just are like, wait, it's me. Like, I'm the problem. Like, I can't handle this is what the issue is. I can't handle Facebook and I can't handle Twitter. It's because of me. It's not because everybody else is having fun online. Yeah. It's not because everybody else can share their opinion. That's not the problem with the world. It's me because I can't handle it. I'm a sensitive fucking baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's more.
And the mainstream media.
Suck my dick.
Fuck you too. Yeah, you.
Very lazy song.
What did he
Only had one
write? Yeah,
verse, really.
I know. It's like he's using record scratch samples from like Ableton and like whatever their guitar thing. Like none of this is the most low energy song. Yeah. It is a meme song. He's just doing a collage of things that these type of people like.
It's carny shit.
Yeah, this is total
so, like low effort. It's
I think that's what I like about it.
Yeah, when you go to a wrestling show and there's like an old guy there that like, people obviously already paid to go see him and they don't take any bumps at all. They just kind of let people run into him. That is what this is. He is doing the minimum amount of work in this song. Here we go.
Yes. The Cotton Eye Joe lady.
First of all, the minimum wage hasn't gone up.
Yeah,
inflation's up like the minimum wage.
He doesn't know. I mean, what is that about?
It's so distasteful to me to have millionaires complaining about the minimum wage going up. It just, ugh.
Yeah, I know. You should be bleeped for that.
Yeah.
It's like 7:25. Oh,
there's some guys that are pissed off about that.
Yeah, he started losing people. Maybe
somebody turned it off as soon as Black Lives Matter. As soon as they finished saying matter, a guy was like, "Turn this shit off."
Yeah, he's a cuck.
He missed it. Okay. Did he just spend the first 2 minutes of this song talking shit about people and then say
Yeah.
it's time to unite and get together? Fuck these people, man.
Stop your dumb shit. Stop taking your pills. Stop having your mental illnesses and just love on me. Come on,
Yeah.
let's be family.
Yeah, now, hey, we need to get together and we need to start working together. We don't have to agree on everything, okay? We need to get together and be kind to each other. Just spend like fucking the first 2 minutes saying fuck everything.
Yeah.
Basically.
I also love like the freedom. Like, what kind of free shit is he trying to do? What is there to do? What does Kid Rock can't do? Like, or I don't. How do you just sit down and be fucking free?
Yeah, for sure.
Especially
I
in
don't
an
know what you're talking
American
about.
context.
Yeah, I think it's just that they don't want to wear a mask, dude.
That's all. You're right. They just want to be able to cough in each other's fucking faces.
Yeah, this is really a mask thing at this point. This is a mask anthem. Here it goes.
People.
Let's go, Brandon.
Fuck CNN. Fuck TMZ. And you social media trolls, y'all can suck on these.
Okay, I agree with that. All you social media trolls can suck on D's. I've been
Suck on
saying
Ds.
that for years. Yeah, that's just the thing. for
Fair.
me.
Fair.
I can't believe he just went CNN, TMZ, and then social media trolls. Those are the three people he's most mad at.
He wanted to let him know.
Yeah, his feelings probably got super hurt
Yeah.
when that song came out.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live. You know his feelings got hurt that everybody was making fun of it.
He thought he was American badass, and he turned out to be American sad ass, and like it hurt him.
Yeah, he's sad.
These nuts, that's what's up. If you're down with love and wanna make things better, all we gotta do is just come together. Weather the storm, take my hand, and follow
Ew.
my lead to the promised
Ew.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So
Wait,
embarrassing.
what? You wrote a Kumbaya song?
Well,
This was
half
all a
of
big
one.
trick. It's all a big trick for you to try to get us to hold hands.
Half kumbaya, half fuck you, die.
It opened up with the fuck you die, but it's like seriously, like, but he hates everything about us.
I know.
Like literally, the problem is that we can't live how we want. Like the only issue that we've ever had is that those people are not okay with non-binary people. They're not okay with gender neutral bathrooms. They're not okay with community. They're not okay with debt forgiveness. They're the ones that have been the problem the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
Their idea of unity is just thinking how they do and acting and being them.
Yeah. This is a really pathetic. This is sad here.
We the people, we gotta unite and follow that good time guideline. Climb aboard this love boat and rock that bitch up and down the coast.
All right.
In order to form a more perfect union,
Oh no!
ordain and establish
Yeah.
a constitution for the United States of America.
I wanted to just climb
People.
under my desk there. That really made me in order to form a more perfect union.
I want to go to his bar in Nashville. Do you think they're required to play this? Do you think all 4 levels of Kid Rock's honky tonk like goes hard when this comes on?
I guess you would have to play Kid Rock songs there.
Yeah, of
That's all
course. I
anybody
would.
wants to hear.
Fuck yeah, I would be pissed if I didn't hear any of his songs there.
And people
I want to
got
see someone. I want to see someone doing like finger guns to like "We the People." You know, we
Yeah.
the people. See some denim skirt. Somebody bending over in a denim skirt.
doing a line dance to this.
Yeah, we the people.
All right, we're almost to the end here.
Yeah. LGB. Fuck the T, right?
Let's go, Brandon.
Standing
That's the Three Musketeers. That's the he did the Three Musketeers.
That's European too.
That's not America. That's not the Constitution.
Pseudoephedrine's right. America is back, baby.
How did he do it? Three Musketeers.
One for all and all for one. We got to do that, except for no. Okay. Here it comes.
Ew, he put that at the end.
Yep, that is the end of the new Kid Rock song. I give it a firm 4 stars out of 4. Perfect song, very perfect song for us.
Yeah, it rocked. He nailed it. I mean, that was right on. I don't know what he could have done differently to improve upon that.
Nothing.
He got stuck in a lot of places. He also, I mean, he got funky with it. Also, a lot of this is like somebody else did this on a computer. Some 23-year-old did this on a computer for him, and he did a very minimal amount of work. Like you said, he is like the lazy old wrestler in that way. He even just did like Bull God voice to make it through most of this.
Yeah, it was a super pathetic song, which means I love it. And that is Street Fight for the week.
We the people.
Let's go, Brandon.
I mean, you can't have people reading the Constitution on your song, dude. No, not. How rebel are you when you fall in line with the green motherfuckers on the bills? Like, how rebellious are you if you're just worshiping the founding fathers? Like, what do you know about questioning? What do you know about that? What do you know about like asking, like really diving deep besides like sucking down the national anthem? You don't know shit.
Yeah,
you haven't questioned a goddamn thing.
It was the most that is a really bad, uncomfortable song. So
I wanted to bring this up before we go because I was checking my email, and Columbus Public School now has transitioned to a like day by day situation on whether they're going to have school or not. Like every day I get an email that tells me whether there's going to be in-person classes or whether not enough bus drivers showed up. But like I have to check my email every day to know whether or not I have to take my kid to school at this point, because you just have no idea anymore.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Just out of nowhere. It's just like some schools closed, some open. Like it all depends on their flow chart or whatever they're doing here. But basically, yeah, I don't know what to do with my kid until I check my email.
That's probably a Let's Go Brandon situation too. That's his fault, you know. But yeah,
we're in a Brandon ass world.
You can't run a school. Like it's impossible. It's just the same thing as like the restaurants, you know, or any place.
All
like,
of it.
You don't know when anything's going to be.
It's so
open
half-assed.
Ever.
Yeah, it sucks. It's half-assed at this point. Yeah, and there's just no acknowledgement of anything going on at this point. You know, where everybody's just like, what do you mean? Like, it's just the flu or whatever, but still nothing is the fucking same and everything is disrupted. And it's like, oopsie daisy, 66% of the teachers have Omicron and can't show up. So now we don't have school today, but there's no virtual session. We just need a fucking break. So you just have the day off. Like they're just literally just days off. They're just handing them. They just give up. And how are you supposed to do that as like a working parent? Like, I have the cushiest job ever. I could never just at any other job I had before this. No. I cannot say, oh, my kid's teacher sent me an email, so I can't be into work tomorrow. Also, I need the same amount of money that I normally make. Otherwise, I'm going to be robbing and stealing.
Yeah. You're exactly right about that. Like, I don't know what I would have done at the cable company.
How can this work?
Been out of days. So
how can you? It doesn't work. Like you go to work sick, but there's no way that you could anticipate the amount of days off that my kid has had out of nowhere. Just like at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. they'll send you a fucking email like, "Do not get up early tomorrow because school ain't happening."
Yeah, we live in Brandon's world.
This is a Brandon ass shit.
This is Brandon's world, and we got to live in it, man.
It was kind of funky in his way, you know. I think it was a little. It didn't go too below his production values, but it was a very lazy effort on Kid Rock's part.
One of the laziest. That was really lazy. He's just trying to ride the nobody gonna tell me how to live.
Yeah,
wave.
no, but that was a hit. That was the one, and now he's just in the wake of it, trying to get a big pop again. It's not
He
gonna
caught
work.
lightning in a bottle, and now he's lost it. He can't catch it again. So that is the song, fellas.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to Street Fight Radio. We'll be back on Sunday to take your calls. Let us know what's going on. We want to hear from you, and you can yell at me if you want. I won't talk back. I will just listen to what you have to say, and I will try not to make faces this time. But if you want to find us on Twitter, we're Street Fight WCRS, on Facebook and Instagram as well. But you can watch us every single week, Wednesday and Sunday, on twitch.tv/Street Fight Radio, and jump in the chat. Let us know where it's at, and we'll see you this week. Peace.
Bye, boys.
And
Bye.
girls.